Cleveland today. It would be the second free agent meeting between the two parties, with the first one happening on March 24th. Clowney played in 8 games last season before being placed on IR with a torn meniscus. The two sides are hoping to get a deal done soon, according to the latest report this morning. So, Shannon, how much better would Clowney make the Browns?
I don't know. Skip, I'm really disappointed in what I've seen from Jadeveon Clowney. When Jadeveon Clowney came out as the #1 draft pick in the draft, Skip, I was expecting Bruce Smith. I was expecting Michael Strahan. And I haven't seen it. Here's a guy that was the #1 overall pick and has yet to register a double-digit sack season. That's unacceptable for someone with his kind of ability. You're talking about a guy that's, what, 6'4", 6'5", 270, ran 4.64, 4.63, long arms, had a tremendous vertical, short shuttle, checks all the boxes. If he come out his sophomore year, he was unbelievable. Wreck shot. We remember what he did. And then the next year, he kind of shut it down because he didn't want to get injured. He knew that if I just come off the field healthy, I'm going to be the #1 overall draft pick. But, Skip, I haven't seen the tape doesn't match the physical ability. Now, he's very good at stopping the run because he guesses a lot. He'll jump inside, jump outside. He got a great initial move, and he catch you guessing. He can go backdoor you. But he had his best season. He had a couple of years alongside J.J. Watt. But his best season came when J.J. was hurt. In 2016 is when he had 9.5 sacks. Skip, J.J. wasn't there. You would think playing alongside J.J. Watt, who at that point in time, Skip, was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, man, I'm going to rack up because they're going to slide protection to him. I'm going to get one-on-one. I'm going to whip somebody's butt all day long. And it just never materialized. Was he an impact player in Tennessee? Was he an impact player at Seattle? Now, maybe he has better success alongside Myles Garrett. They got nice look. Hey, Sheldon Rich. I think he's still. I think he's still.
No, he's there.
So,
Sheldon Richardson.
Yeah, Sheldon Richardson, and you got Myles Garrett. Ogunjobi, if I'm not mistaken, went to Seattle. But they got some.
Tack McKinney's still there, so you'll have a rotation.
Right.
Yep.
They got some nice little back end skill.
Yep.
But I can't sit here and say, oh, he's gonna make a huge difference, because I haven't seen the difference that he's made at a lot of the locations that he's been.
Okay, I hear everything you just said, but I still think Jadeveon Clowney, who just turned 28 years of age,
right.
That's just shocking to me. Just 28 in February. I still think he has a lot of very good to great football left in him, if you can push the right button. If he's in a situation that he feels comfortable in. He obviously did not feel comfortable in Seattle. I don't know why. And he got hurt last year with Tennessee and needed to get his knee scoped. So he only played 8 games in Tennessee and had a meniscus tear.
And had no sacks in those games.
Although your favorite website, Pro Football Focus, graded him the 20th best edge rusher out of 125 graded just in those 8 games. So they're saying he was doing something at a fairly high level, which might be stopping the run.
Well, yeah, I think he's very good at the run. But, Skip, when you go #1 overall, they don't take run stoppers #1 overall. They want you to get to the quarterback.
Okay, to me, I've been banging my side of the table over here for my Cowboys to go sign him, because to me, he's the best buy left on the market by far. Because to me, if you add him to what's already been added in Cleveland, especially on the defensive side, if you want to call him the cherry on top or the icing on the cake or whatever you want to say, that I believe he makes them, as the final piece of the puzzle, at least a Super Bowl contender in the AFC. Because they were on the rise last year.
He does that all of a sudden? I can see if he had a track record, Skip.
2016, Pro Bowl. 2017, Pro Bowl. 2018, Pro Bowl. I don't know. That's pretty great to me.
Skip, he's only been the second team All-Pro one time.
Okay. Well, I'd take him. I'll take him because they're going to get him for next to nothing. You know they are. You know they're just stonewalling him right now. And he's going to have to sort of crawl to Cleveland and say, will you give me a chance? Yep, they'll give him a chance. Skip,
this was the guy that says, I'm going to reset the market. I'm going to reset the market. 3 sacks doesn't reset a market.
Well, a lot of times the market is dead wrong.
No, Skip, if he goes out there and he puts up a Khalil Mack or an Aaron Donald type of a season, Skip, that's what you expect, what you see Aaron Donald do. You expect what you see Khalil Mack, what you see when Von Miller's healthy. That's what you expect from Jadeveon Clowney. Because if you look at it, he might be more physically gifted than all of them.
I agree. Okay? So what if his fire gets relit because the league basically rejected him. I'll take that chance. There's too much good there. There's too much done there. He's already done that and done that and done that. And I do not think he is done.
So in other words, you said at the right price point, you'd be willing to take a chance on Jadeveon Clowney.
Well, aren't they going to get him for some minimum, right?
Probably, I don't know, $5 million plus incentives?
I hope so. I mean, for his sake, I'm not even sure it'll be that much.
I think he can get that.
Okay, so look what they just did on defense. What did I say? Banging the table over here for my Cowboys to do once they signed Dak to a cap hit that was only 22.2. What did we talk about? John Johnson III's on the market from the Rams. He's one of the top safeties in the league. And I said, just go get him.
Right.
And I thought he might cost $15 million. You said that's too expensive for your team, right?
Right.
Well, maybe. Well, they got him for $11 million. The Browns got him.
Right.
And then Troy Hill, one of the best slot corners in the game, was on the market. And I'm thinking, well, go get him. You know, I like Jordan Lewis, but I like Troy Hill more.
Hill's better.
He's just better. And what happened? The Browns signed Troy Hill for $4 million.
Right.
Well, what are you doing?
Right.
Okay, so they just upgrade,
Right.
and they still got Denzel Ward, and they still got Greedy Williams. And now John Johnson and Grant Delpit at the safeties. I'm starting to say that's turning into a secondary.
Yeah,
right?
they have all the pieces. The question is, Skip, can Jadeveon Clowney stay healthy? And can he finally, what you see as a physical specimen, can they transfer that to the football field?
All right. If you told me he had an ACL tear or an MCL tear or a PCL tear, I'd say, ooh, I don't know. My red flag would fly. But on this one, he had a meniscus surgery, and I've had 3 of them for what it's worth, and I'm going strong. You know, like I call them minor. Sometimes they can go major.
Right.
If you have a really serious tear in that cushion between your bones and your knee, it can get fairly serious, but it's not serious like a ligament tear.
Right.
Right?
But the question is, Skip, okay, you say he's 28, but you remember his rookie year, he had an injury on his foot. Now he had another surgery on his knee. So it's not like he's a healthy 28.
Okay. So look what the Browns are coming off. They went 8-3 in their last 11 without Odell. And I don't think it was any coincidence they took off when he got hurt against Cincinnati in week, 7. They took off because it clarified for Baker. He was having a hard time. He was forcing the ball to Odell. He was so Odell-centric. I gotta. And all of a sudden, the ball's starting to spread. But Odell is back. I assume they're going to utilize him unless they get their socks knocked off.
Odell. If I'm Odell, I'm looking to move on because you know what?
Okay,
you're right. I think the Browns will be better without Odell, and Odell will be better without them. And for whatever reason, Skip, it's no one's fault. But Odell, first year he said he had sports hernia. He wasn't healthy. Last year he wasn't fully healthy. But for whatever the reason, it has not worked. And the worst thing that you can do, Skip, if you know something is not working, is to hold on to it and try and make it work. Let him go somewhere else. Maybe you can get something of value that will work for you, and Odell can go somewhere where it will work for him.
Would he redo his contract because he got 3 years left, and his cap hits are 15.8 this year, then 15, then 15 the next 2 years?
Where are you sending him? I'm sure if you go send him to Tampa or Green Bay or the Rams, sure he'd be willing to work with you.
Okay, but I assume they're going to want something pretty good for him, a 2 maybe?
No.
No?
No.
Would you give him away?
Yeah. Hey, you don't need him. You say he don't work with Baker. So go ahead and take a 3rd and 4th.
Work with Baker. And guess what Baker did over those last 11 games? He went 8-3 with 19 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, and I kept telling you, he's growing up right before your very eyes. He's living up to all those too many commercials that he's made.
Skip, it's just hard for me to believe that a guy like Odell, with his first 4 years, what he had, and I know injuries are part of it. I think injuries have a lot to do with why we haven't seen the Odell that we saw the first 3 or 4 years of his career. But it's hard for me to believe that the guy can't run a route, the guy can't get open, the guy can't catch the football anymore.
Okay.
I mean, we say Eli was washed, and Odell was putting up numbers that nobody had ever put up before with a washed quarterback.
Okay. Where's he ever won? Where's he ever made winning happen?
No,
he got to the one playoff game, and what did he do before that game? He led his group of receivers down to South Beach to get ready for a game on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
It was an error in judgment, Skip.
Okay.
We can't use that on the man's head forever.
So, in his heart of hearts, if you put Baker Mayfield on a lie detector, I think he'd tell you if I have Odell and Rashard Higgins, Still has Austin Hooper, Harrison Bryant, that kid, the tight end that they drafted is just starting to come on. Njoku is still there.
Right.
He can hand it to Chubb. He can toss it to Kareem Hunt, or